If you ask 100 agents in Dubai, how do I serve an eviction notice? I can almost guarantee you'll get 100 different answers. I'm here today to give you the correct answer. Let me explain. Step one, I head over to Al Barsha Government Services Centre. I had my self-drafted eviction notice in English. He took one look and laughed. He said, "Sir, that's not how it's done. Please go over to Easy Access and they'll sort you out, no problem." I went and sat with a lovely geezer. He took 15 minutes, drafted up this bad boy, English one side, Arabic the other, stamp, sign. There's my Emirates ID there, there's the tenant's Emirates ID, everything that is necessary. 620 dirham. Quite expensive, but not as expensive as making a mistake. More on that later. I headed back to the Government Services Centre with my new correct documents. He didn't laugh at me. He gave me a ticket. I thought I'd be 10, 15 minutes before I was called up. 2 hours. 2 hours it took. Now, it was a busy day, but just be aware it might take longer than you think. So make sure you've got enough time. When my ticket was called, I headed up to the guy, lovely, lovely guy, helped me out. He asked me for the paper copy, but also for a Word document. Now, I didn't actually realise the previous guy that did this for me, he'd already sent me it on WhatsApp, so I was well prepared. Again, worth the money to save the delay, in my opinion. He then sent this document over to the note to be notarized. It cost me 477 dirham and 23 fills. I thought, okay, we're up to about 1,000 dirham, cool. Now that was just to notarize it. To actually send it to the tenant was an additional 220 dirham. Once those payments had been done, short delay, got an email, everything's done, and that was it. Done, nice and easy. So that is a grand total of 1,317 dirham and 23 fills. Now, a couple of things to be aware of. I, unfortunately, somehow had one digit incorrect on my phone number that was attached to my Emirates ID. So before I could do any of this, I found out I had to, maybe this is why it took so long, I had to apply and change that. It cost me 152 dirham and 48 fills extra. Just be aware that you might run into that. Now, also one key point, you can draft your own eviction notice. As I found out the hard way, I did it incorrectly. Now, luckily for me, I found out. If I didn't and I made one slight mistake, I might serve the notice for 12 months, think, cool, I can sell it in 12 months now, get there, and actually the tenant goes, sorry, you didn't serve it properly, serve me a new one. They could do that. Then I'd have to wait 2 years rather than 1. So my question, if you're considering doing that to save 600 dirham, is it worth the risk of 1 more year of eviction? In my opinion, definitely not. My final piece of advice on this, completely your decision. You're gonna follow these steps, you're gonna do everything correctly, everything will stand. However, just consider this tenant is a human being, they've probably got a family living in the house, they are gonna be shocked when they receive this. Take away that shock. Me personally, I got on the phone, I said, look mate, apologies, this is happening, this is the reason, I need to sell the property. I just didn't want it to be a huge shock that this is coming. I think he respected it massively, and thinking about it, it will probably go a lot smoother when it comes to the eviction than if it was a drastic shock and I was forcing him out. So there you have it, 1,300 dirham, 3 hours, couple of headaches, and 1 eviction successfully served.